Good. And Shalom, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah Barakatah. Yahweh Shemal Atah Shem Yahweh Shah to the sisters. It's the Isupk Goldsboro Sabbath service. You understand? We're going to rock it out again. And again, so like, what is this? Though we don't have all the proper equipment to follow the actual traditions of the Sabbath service, you understand, as we're moving along, I'll let you know what would be happening traditionally. You understand, as we were taught by Commander Jenny Ahana and the Most High Christ. But with that, we're going to go ahead and start Sabbath service. We would initially sound the trumpet, you understand, or blow the lamb's horn, the ram's horn, Salagia. And then after that, you understand, I would call up the reader. So that's what we're going to start now.
Ma'ashar ban Yahweh ban Yasha Allah.
Ma'ashar ban Yahweh ban Yasha Allah.
Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah Barakatah.
Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah Barakatah. This way.
Come.
All right. At this point, we would, understand, salute, and then we would drink the wine. Because we don't have the wine, understand, you just go ahead. So I guess you just go ahead on.
Okay.
At this point as well, the brother here, Officer Ma'ashar, he would initially grab the scroll until we get the scroll. You understand what we're going to do is just go ahead and get right into the prayers. You understand? So he review everyone with Amidium, Wapayakwadam, which means to stand and turn and face the east. And we get ready to do the Lord's prayers.
Okay. You want to start with, sir?
Okay.
Slacky, sir. Which one do we start with? The Lord's Prayer?
Yeah, the Lord's Prayer.
Okay. It's the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kadash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malafaka, Taba'ah, Batazayaka, Hayah, Aisha, Barataza, Kawa, Hayah, Bashamayim, Nathanyanawa, Klakam, Cow, Yawam, Wasalak Nawa, Kabawaf Nawa, Kasalak Nawa, Kabawaf Yanawa, Wala'ah, Tabayan Nawa, Banasaya one, Abo, Hawashanawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalak, Wahala, Wahathaparath, La Awalayam,
Aman. English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day. Our daily bread. And forgive us our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it. Pray for the power.
Okay. This is Hakat, pray for the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shah Babakashah, Nathanyanawa, Hakak, La Para'ah, Kal Maka'ala, Wakal Marawa, Hakak, La Tahar, Ha Matazarayim, Hakak, La Hakoyim, Ha Matayom, Hakak, Al Rakawath, Ha Tama'ala, Lagar Shan, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shah, the water of Aman.
In the English, Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh Shah. Please give us the power. The power to heal. All manner of sickness. And all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the leper. Raise the dead.
The power to raise the dead.
The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. In the name of Yahweh Shah. Thank you. So be it. Prayer for destruction. Go to blessings.
Okay. This is the Prayer for the blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatha Yahweh.
Barakatha Yahweh.
Wa Yahweh Shah.
Wa Yahweh Shah.
Wa Mayak Allah.
Wa Makia Allah.
Wa Ahalim.
Wa Ahalim.
Matazabaya.
Matazabaya.
Alawap Yahana.
Alawap Yahana.
Ha Alawapim.
Ha Alawapim.
Ha Saranyum.
Ha Saranyum.
Ha Quatazayoyum.
Ha Quatazayoyum.
Ha Koyoyoyum.
Ha Koyoyoyum.
Wa Hakwathian.
Wa Hakwathian.
Yahweh Ba'ashem.
Yahweh Ba'ashem.
Yahweh Shah.
Yahweh Shah.
A month.
The water Aman. In the English. Bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahweh Shah.
And Yahweh Shah.
And Michael.
And Michael.
And the angels.
And the angels.
Commanding General Yahana.
Commanding General Yahana.
The generals.
The generals.
The captains.
The captains.
The officers.
The officers.
The troopers.
The troopers.
And the sisters.
And the sisters.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shah.
In the name of Yahweh Shah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
Psalms 121.
Okay. It's the book of Psalm 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'a Ayanya.
Asha'a Ayanya.
Al-Haroyim.
Al-Haroyim.
Ma'ayan.
Ma'ayan.
Yaba'a.
Yaba'a.
Azari.
Izari.
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 Ma'im Yahweh.
Ma'im Yahweh.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Shamayam.
Shamayam.
Wa'arataza.
Wa'awataza. Al-Yathan.
Lamawat.
Lamawat.
Ragalaka.
Ragalaka.
Al-Yanawam.
Al-Yanawam.
Shamarka.
Shamarka.
Hana.
Hana.
La'a.
La'a.
Yanawam.
Yanawam.
Wala'a.
Wala'a.
Yayashan.
Yayashan.
Shawamar.
Shawamar.
Yasha'ala.
Yasha'ala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Shamarka.
Shamarka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Tazalka.
Tazalka.
Al-Yad.
Al-Yad.
Yamyanka.
Yamyanka.
Yawawam.
Yawawam.
Hashamash.
Hashamash.
La'a.
La'a.
Yakaka.
Yakaka.
Wayara.
Wayara.
Balayela.
Balayaya.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamarka.
Yashamarka.
Makal Rai.
Makal Rai.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Athana Pashka.
Athana Pashka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamar. Yashamar Tazafka.
Yashamar Tazafka.
Wabawa Afka.
Wabawa Afka.
Ma'atha.
Ma'atha.
Yahweh. Wa'ai Alawam.
Wa'ai Alawam. In the English. I will lift up my eyes into the hills.
I will lift up my eyes into the hills.
From which cometh my help.
From whence cometh my help.
My help cometh from Yahweh.
My help cometh from Yahweh.
Which made heaven and earth.
Which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee.
He that keepeth thee.
Will not slumber.
Will not slumber.
Behold.
Behold.
He that keepeth Yasha'ala.
He that keepeth Yasha'ala.
Shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Shall neither slumber nor sleep.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day.
The sun shall not smite thee by day.
Nor the moon by night.
Nor the moon by night.
The Lord shall preserve thee.
The Lord shall preserve thee.
From all evil.
From all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
The Lord shall preserve thy going out.
The Lord shall preserve thy going out.
And thy coming in.
And thy coming in.
From this time forth.
From this time forth.
And even forevermore.
And even forevermore.
Psalms 83.
Okay. The book of Psalm 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim.
Alahayim.
Al-Damayalaka.
Al-Damayalaka.
Al-Thakarash.
Al-Thakarash.
Wa all Thashakwat.
Wa all Thashakwat.
All.
Al.
Na.
Kaya Hana.
Al-Wayabayaka.
Al-Wayabawaka.
Yahama Yawan.
Yahama Yawan.
Ra'ash.
Ra'ash.
Al-Amaka.
Al-Amaka.
Ya'ira Yamwa.
Ya'ira Yawan.
Sawada.
Sawada.
Waya'atha.
Waya'atha.
Yatazawa.
Yatazawa.
Al-Tazapanwanyaka.
Al-Tazapawanyaka.
Amaru.
Amaru.
Lakawa.
Lakawa.
Wanakayadim.
Wanakayadim.
Magawaya.
Magawaya.
Wala'a Yazakar.
Wala'a Yazakar.
Sham Yasha'ala.
Sham Yasha'ala.
Awada.
Awada.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Nawatazawa.
Nawatazawa.
Laba.
Laba.
Yakadawa.
Yakadawa.
Al-Yaka.
Al-Yaka.
Wayaraf.
Wayaraf.
Yakarawak.
Yakarawaf.
Alahaya.
Alahaya.
Arawam.
Arawam.
Wayashamai.
Wayashamai.
Alayam.
Alayam.
Ma'awaba.
Ma'awaba.
Wagarayam.
Wagarayam.
Gabal.
Gabal.
Wa'amawan.
Wa'amawan.
Wa'amalah.
Wa'amalah.
Palashaf.
Palashaf.
Am Yashabaya.
Am Yashabaya.
Tazawar.
Tazawar.
Gam Yashawa.
Gam Ayashawar.
Na'lawa.
Nalawa.
Amam.
Amai.
Hayawa.
Hayawa.
Zarawai.
Zarawai.
Labanya Lawat.
Labaya Lawat.
Salah.
Selah.
Aisha Laham.
Aisha Laham.
Kamayan.
Kamadayan.
Kasaya Sarah.
Kasaya Sarah.
Kabayayan.
Kabayayan.
Banakal.
Banakal.
Kayashawan.
Kayashawan.
Nashadamaru.
Nashadamaru.
Bayan Ira.
Ba'aida Ira.
Hayawa.
Hayawa.
Daman.
Daman.
La'adama.
La'adama.
Shayathamwa.
Shayathamwa.
Nada Yamawa.
Nada Yamawa.
Karab.
Karab.
Wakazaba.
Wakazaba.
Wakazabak.
Wakazabak.
Wakazaa Manai.
Wakazaa Manai.
Kal Nasakamwa.
Kal Nasakamwa.
Ashar.
Ashar.
Amarawa.
Amara.
Nayashara.
Nayashara.
Lanawa.
Lanawa.
Atha.
Atha.
Na'athwa.
Na'athwa.
Alahayim.
Alahayim.
Alahaya.
Alahaya.
Shayathamwa.
Shayathamwa.
Kagalaka.
Kagalika.
Kakwash.
Kakwash.
Lapanyan Raka.
Lapaya Raka.
Kaash.
Kaash.
Tabaira Yaira.
Dabaya Ira.
Wakalaba.
Wakalaba.
Dalahat.
Dalahat.
Harayam.
Harayam.
Kan Tarapamwao.
Kan Darapawama.
Basiraka.
Basiraka.
Wasabawapaka.
Wasabawapaka.
Tabahalam.
Tabahalam.
Malah. Panyaham.
Panaham.
Kwalawan.
Wayabakwashwa.
Shankar. Yahawa. Yabashwa.
Wayabaalwa. Aida. Wayakapara. Wayabagwa. Wayadaiwa. Kayatha. Shakar. Yahawa. Labaka. Alawan.
Alkaha Arataza.
In the English. Keep not thou silence.
Keep not thou silence.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still.
And be not still.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
For lo. Thine enemies make a tumult.
Thine enemies make a tumult.
And they that hate thee.
And they that hate thee.
Have lifted up the head.
They
have taken crafty counsel. Against thy people. And against thy hidden ones. They have said. Come. And let us cut them off. From being a nation. That the name of Yasha may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together. With one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom. And the Ishmaelites. Of Moab. And the Hagarenes. Gabal. And Ammon. And Amalek. The Philistines. With the inhabitants of Tyre. Assur. Also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Selah. Do unto them. As unto the Midianites. As to Sisera. As to Jabin. At the brook of Kison. Which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles. Like Oreb. And like Zeeb. Yea. All their princes. As they buy. And as Amunah. Who said. Let us take to ourselves. The houses of Yahweh. In possession. O my power. Make them like a wheel. As the stubble before the wind. As the fire burneth the wood. And as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them. With thy tempest. And make them afraid. With thy storm. Fill their faces with shame. That they may seek thy name. O Yahweh. Let them be confounded. And troubled forever. Yea. Let them be put to shame. And perish. That men may know. That thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high, over all the earth. And you go ahead and you call us to turn back.
Okay, and Salaki, so we saw it, brings back to the class, and brothers and sisters would then get shab, which means be seated.
Get into where we at? Genesis. Genesis 4 and chapter 4 and verse 8.
Okay. It's the book of Genesis, chapter 4, verse 8 in the Hebrew. Waya Amar, Qayan, Allah, Abal, Ahayawa, Wayahaya, Bahayawatha, Bayahawatham, Bashada, Wayakwam, Qayan, Allah, Habal, Achayawa, Wayaha Raga Awa, Wayagarawa. Verse 9. Waya Amar, Yahweh, Yahweh, Allah, Wayan, Ayah, Habal, Hachayal, Waya Amar, La'a, Yada'ai Thaya, Hashamar, Achaya, Anakaya, Anakaya. Verse 10. Waya Amar, Ma'a, Aishayath, Hoyal, Damaya, Machayak, Taza'ai Koyam, Taza'ai Kwam, Alaya, Mana, Ha'adam. Verse 11. Wa'atha, Arawara, Atha, Mana, Ha'adam, Ashar, Patazath, Atha, Paya, Lakwachav, Atha, Maya, Achayak, Mayadak. Verse 12. Kaya, Ta'ibad, Ta'ibak, Ta'ibad, Atha, Hadam, La'a, Thasa, Satha, Kacha, Laka, Na'ai, Wanad, Thahaya, Ba'rataza. Verse 13. Way Amar, Kwayan, Allah, Yahweh, Gadawala, Iwanaya, Manashah. Verse 14. Anna, Warashath, it's like it, Garashath, Athaya, Hayawan, Ma'al, Panaya, Ha'ada, Wamapa Nayaka, Asatara, Wahayaya Saya, Na'ai, Wanad, Ba'rataza, Wahaya, Kal, Mataza'aya, Yahara Ganaya. Verse 15. Wayamar, Lawa, Yahweh, Lakan.
You stopped at 7 after 8, 14.
It's every 6 or it's every
7.
Slovakia. So 14.
Yeah.
14. So, okay.
Right. So we stopped there. So you just go back at verse 8.
Come. It's the book of Genesis, chapter 4, verse 8 in English. And Cain talked with Abel, his brother. And it came to pass, when they were in the field, that Cain rose up against Abel, his brother, and slew him.
So just to give you a backstory real quick, just to get caught up, we're in the book of Genesis. You understand? It's the first book in the Bible, right? And what's happening here is Cain and Abel, the two sons of Adam and Eve in the garden. And at this point, you understand, they both brought what you call it? I don't want to say offerings. That's where it's like it. They both brought offerings to the Most High. You understand? And the Lord accepted Abel's offering, but he did not accept Cain's offering. You understand? And this is a heavy scripture because you gotta understand like how the Lord works. And so, like the scriptures say, shall the Lord bring us, I'm paraphrasing, but shall the Lord give us all good but none evil?
Right.
You understand? Like we expect to do everything good for us, but that's not how the Lord works. The Lord wants to see who's gonna serve him regardless, like how he tested Job.
Right.
You understand? So sometimes you may think that your offering to the Lord is wonderful. You may think that it's worthy for you to be able to live and prosper and get the money you want to get and
right.
and just have a great life. And you may think that, oh man, my family is ill, my son is sick in the hospital, but I'm gonna pray 6 times facing the east every day. I'm not gonna eat shrimp. I'm not gonna eat pork. I'm not gonna eat lobster.
Right.
I ain't gonna be a coward. I'm being the truth, and I'm gonna rock out. And then sometimes the Lord still take your son away from you.
That's right.
You understand? And this is what happened to Cain. So the Cain thought he put in all this work to give this offering to the Most High, and the Most High denied it. You understand? He didn't even want it. But the Lord want to see what Cain gonna do after he denies it.
Right.
The Lord want to see what you gonna do after your son is dead, or after you lose your wife or your children or your car or your slavery. You understand? When your life goes into complete turmoil while you serving the truth, like he did with Job. Okay. And so in this case, because of this, Cain grew a demon called jealousy, man.
Right.
He was jealous of his brother, which is so wicked in itself, because in this situation specifically, the Lord accepting Abel's offering has nothing to do with Abel.
Right.
It has nothing to do with him. Abel could have came with a piece of grain or a shard of grass or something like that, and the Lord could have chose to accept it if he wanted to. You understand? It ain't got nothing to do with Abel, which is what you got to keep in mind, man. When brothers, you may get jealous. Brothers get jealous over rank, right? Brothers may get jealous over rank, and whether it is politically correct or not,
right?
You understand? It ain't got nothing to do with that brother gaining rank. He ain't got nothing to do with it. But somehow you'll get jealous of him.
Right.
You'll get angry at him. You understand? When he ain't got nothing to do with it. And this is what Cain did with his brother, man. He got angry with Abel, man, and he rose up against him, and meaning that he killed his brother, man, murdered his brother. You understand? Unrightfully, because he was mad because his offering had got accepted.
Right.
All right. Hold on. Do me a favor. Come check this Ethernet cable and make sure that it's actually plugged into the modem.
Okay.
In 1 second.
Yeah, light's flashing.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's a good thing. It's a green light flashing.
All right, no sweat. We just keep rocking.
Okay.
All right. I go to verse 9.
Come. Book of Genesis, chapter 4, verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
And the Most High said unto Cain,
mm-hmm.
Where is Abel, thy brother?
Mm-hmm.
And he said, I know not. Am I my brother's keeper?
And so now Cain being smart with the Lord. You understand? A lot of Christians are stupid, right? Let's just put that out there. So
that's
Christians,
right.
Of course, will get I am my brother's keeper tatted on them, or they love to say I'm my brother's keeper.
Right.
God knows what. I don't know. I mean, with all the snitching in the hood and all of the backstabbing and ratting, killing and murdering of each other,
that's right.
I don't see who is keeping their brother, but no sweat. But even to say am I my brother's keeper is to give resemblance to something that was absolutely disrespectful, man.
Right.
You understand? Because Cain was being smart and sarcastic when he was basically saying, I'm not responsible for my brother. I ain't taking my brother. Am I my brother's keeper?
Right.
You understand? He's telling the Lord, no, he's not. Right? Keep going.
Verse 10. And he said, What hast thou done?
Mm-hmm.
The voice of thy brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground.
You understand? So the Lord is asking Cain, like, man, what did you do?
Right.
You understand? Like, why did you do this? Keep going.
Kill
his brother. So like, keep going.
Verse 11. And now art thou cursed from the earth.
And so now at this point, Cain became cursed from the earth, man. You understand? The Lord put a curse on Cain. And we're going to see what that is. Keep going.
Which hath opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand. Verse 12. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee strength.
Meaning what? Now his cursing meant that when Cain went to go work the field, it's going to work against him.
Right.
Like it's going to be hard for him to just reap harvest. He's going to have problems, man, with the earth. Keep going.
A fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the earth.
A fugitive and a vagabond. Now we know today that our oppressor shares the spirit of Cain.
That's right.
You understand? Which is why our oppressor is a vagabond. He is a culture vulture.
Right.
Right? And that's what common people say about the so-called white man.
That's right.
You understand? He doesn't have a culture of his own. He doesn't have a heritage of his own that predates Christ. You understand? Right. Or that predates the prophets of old. All they've done is always murdered each other and stolen identities from each other, man. Yeah, and that's it. And that's what the curse that the Lord had put on Cain. That everywhere he go, he'll just be very low. Right. Low in the earth, like a man without honor, man. You understand? Keep going.
Verse 13. And Cain said unto the Most High, my punishment is greater than I can bear.
And so now look. How many times you see this, man? How many times you see this?
Right.
A brother would do something absolutely horrendous and horrific, knowing that the Lord is watching.
That's right.
Knowing that the Lord is looking at everything, that them angels is taking notes of everything they do.
That's right.
And then they get a punishment from the Lord, and they you understand, they dying in the deathbed, in hospital bed, and they crying to the Lord because this punishment is too much.
Right.
I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I want to see my children. Well, yeah, but you wanted to have I don't know the words you can use, man.
You want to be gay? I think gay is.
Yeah, you wanted to be gay.
Right.
You wanted to have sex with men. You wanted to do it. You did it. And now your punishment is greater than you can bear. You understand? Right. But nonetheless, keep going.
Come. Verse 14. Behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth. By face shall I be. And I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth.
Meaning what? Cain is like basically just repeating back to the Lord, like what he's doing. Like, you driven me out, man.
Right.
You know, and to your face I should be hid. Meaning what? When I'm in trouble, when I need help, you know, well, when Cain is troubled, or when he needs help, you understand, the Lord gonna turn his face from him.
Right.
You understand? He ain't even gonna hear his prayers. He ain't gonna hear nothing, because Cain is a filthy, disgusting murderer.
That's right.
Which is very, very, very important, because the Lord did this to Cain for being a damn murderer, which is someone who kills somebody unlawfully or unjustly.
Right.
Right? Now you gotta ask yourself a major question. Who is the greatest murderer on the face of the planet Earth today? Our so-called oppressor, man.
That's right.
That devil, you understand, is the greatest murderer on the face of the planet Earth, which is why the Lord got to deal with him. The Lord got to give him a curse that he cannot bear, which is Christ coming down with them 200 million angels, man. You understand? And that's going to be the curse he ain't going to be able to bear this time.
That's right.
You understand? Ain't going to be no more chances after that. Keep going.
Come. And it shall come to pass that everyone that findeth me shall slay me. So
now, you understand, Cain is saying, everyone that findeth me shall slay me, because I'm a vagabond, I'm low life, I'm a scum. Right. You understand? What's oppressor today? Don't get it twisted. I know that black people murder each other, and we blow up our own neighborhoods and graffiti on our own walls and tear down our own property value. And Christian idiots is crying and say, why don't you go to the white people's neighborhood and do that? You understand? As if they're not going to die.
Right.
You understand? Just for the record, Christians, stop being stupid.
That's right.
Stop being emotionally stupid and like children. They love to cry. Why don't they go to the white neighborhoods and blow up the white neighborhoods? Don't we die for driving in white neighborhoods?
That's right.
I mean, just driving alone. Just trying to find a white party. Don't we get pulled over and shot? What the hell makes you think we about to go and do graffiti on some White House in Beverly Hills?
Good name.
What the hell makes you think we're gonna breach their gates? Well, we're gonna invade the Air Force Base and just do whatever, right? Stop being stupid.
That's right.
You understand and emotional. Let's come up with real solutions and follow Commander General Hanna, who has the answer for what we should do to solve our own problems.
That's right.
You understand? But we know that even though we don't do those things, we know the feeling that we get when we look at our oppressor.
Right.
And it is a feeling of disgust. You understand? When you look at George Washington and Abraham Lincoln and these people and George Zimmerman and these people that murder your people every day. For example, when you look at them white police officers.
Right.
You understand? If you look at them protests, you see the pain that's inside of them brothers' faces, man, and the hate and the anger and the hatred and the willing to die for the brothers that our oppressor is murdering in the streets.
Right.
But they can't do anything, man. They can't fight against a police officer. They can't kill our oppressor, man.
Right.
But we're gonna get into that after this verse right here, man. So now we can start back in the Hebrew at verse 15.
Come. It's the book of Genesis, chapter 4, verse 15 in the Hebrew. Waya Amar, Lawa, Yahweh, Lakana, Lakan, Kal, Ga, Kwayan, Shaba'ai, Theyo, Yakwam, Waya Sham, Yahweh, Lakwayana, Lakwayan, Awaf, Labala Faya, Hakawaf, Atawa, Kal, Matazawa. Verse 16. Wayataza, Kwayan, Malapathana, Malapanaya, Yahweh, Wayashab, Ba'arataza, Nawad, Quadamath, Idan. Verse 17. Wayadai, Qayan, Atha, Ashathawa, Atha Ashatwatha. With the hara, with the hara, with the lad, Atha, Chanawak, Wayahaya, Banaha, Iwar, Wayakwa Ra'a, Sham, Wayaka Ra, Sham, Ha'ayam, Hayawar, it's like it. Ha'ayara, Hayara, it's like Kasham, Banaya, Banawa, Chanawak, it's like Wayawalad, Lachanawa, Atha, Iwarad, Warak, Wa'ayaraka, Wa'ayarad, Yalad, Atha, Machawa, Ya'ala, Wamacha, Ya'al, Yalad, Atha, Matawa, Sha'ala, Wamatha, Washa'al, Yalad, Atha, Lamach, Lamach. Verse 19. Wayachacha, Lawa, Lamad, Shataya, Nashayim, Shem, Ha'achath, Ada, Washam, Hashanayah, Tzala. Verse 20. Othalad, Ada, Atha, Yabal, Hawa, Haya, Abaya, Yashab, Ahal, Wamakwana. Verse 21. Is this the last verse?
21 is the last.
Okay, count. Washam. Achayawa. Yawabal. Hawa. Hayaha. Abaya. Kal. Fapash. Kanawar. Wa'aiwa gab. And that's in the Hebrew, so go right back to verse 14, sir.
15.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 4, verse 15 in the English.
Mm-hmm. So, and remember before you begin, remember that Cain is talking to the Lord, and he's saying that everyone that sees me is going to want to slay me. And you understand? We just explained what that meant. Understand the feeling that you have when you look at a police officer and you want to stop him from murdering your brother. You want to stop him from mishandling your family, your sons, your daughters, but you just can't. You understand? Keep going, verse 15.
Book of Genesis, chapter 4, verse 15. Mm-hmm. And the Most High said unto him, therefore, whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold.
So now the Lord is saying, whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be on him sevenfold.
Right.
You understand? Because the Lord came to live. Why? Because the Lord want Cain to suffer, man.
That's right.
You understand? You got to understand how the Lord is. Christians do not understand.
That's right.
The Lord is like the greatest director of the greatest movie to ever be played in any theater ever.
Right.
And in the whole universe. You understand? In the whole galaxy for all you weed heads, wherever you want to take it to.
Right.
Right? It's the greatest movie, man. And the Lord needs Cain to live.
That's right.
You understand? So that he can destroy him later.
That's right.
For everyone to see. You understand? And this is what's happening, which is why when you get that feeling of hurting that oppressor or doing something to that oppressor, black people automatically know what? If you do that to that white boy, oh, you're going to prison for life.
That's right.
They're going to give you the death penalty. Yada, yada, yada. But when you go to hurt a brother, you think what? I'm going to get off aggravated assault. I'm going to get assault charge, probably get a year, 2 years, some probation. But you do it to a white person and you are going under the prison.
That's right.
You understand? And we know that. We know this, man. And it's because of the Lord, man. This book is alive.
Right.
This book, these records are true, man.
Damn right.
You understand? And the author it shares the spirit and curse that Cain was given, man.
That's right.
You understand? Read that one more time.
Come. Therefore, whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold.
Vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. I wish I had the TV up. You understand? There's a rock band group whose name is Avenged Sevenfold.
That's right.
A rock band group. They know who they are. They know who their forefather is,
That's
man.
Right.
Being Cain. They absolutely know that this is true. They know you can't touch them. That's why, like, if you think about it like this, man, if you've ever grown up in the hood or grown up in the ghetto, went to school with black people, you know that there's a certain level of fear when you dealing with a brother or a bully or something like that, because you know for a fact, this nigga is about to whoop me. You understand? About to hit me or fight me or do something to me in the locker room or something like that, man. And you know that is just life. You know you're going to go home and your parents going to say, well, did you fight back? Right. Did you win? What did this happen? You know that he ain't going to go to prison and you're going to drive away happy in your Lamborghini or Porsche.
Right.
You got that certain feeling when it comes to that because that's just life for us. But then you look at how white people, when our oppressor, when he gets into it with Terry Crews or Debo or whatever, this little scrawny Elon Musk will look at him and stand there chest out and say, you better get out of here.
Right.
You better do this. You better do that, because they know for a fact that if you touch them and they call the police and say, I am a white woman and some Negro has just spit on me, or some Negro has attempted to hit me, or I'm in fear of my life, they know that now your life is worthless and it will be taken from you.
Right.
It will be taken from you. You understand? And this is the Lord's doing. Keep going.
Come. And the Most High set a mark upon Cain, lest any finding him should kill him.
And the Lord put a mark on him, man. You understand? And what was that mark that Cain had? It was his skin, man. That skin of leprosy.
Right.
So every time you seen him, it's like, ugh. If you watch the show Roots, and I'm talking about the original one, a lot of y'all, shoot, even a lot of you old heads ain't seen Roots, man. You seen Roots? You did the whole 12 hours? Nah, yeah, Rock made me watch the whole 12 hours like 4 times. You understand? But if you remember in Roots in like one of the beginning, right in the beginning, really, where Kunta Kinte and them was taken away at the age of 13 and they was training to become the men, I forget what they call them. But at one point, they seeing white men walking in the woods, in the jungle with them. And they was all like, what the hell? Like, it was an astonishment. Like, what is these white people? Like, you understand? Right. These people ain't got no skin color. This is weird, right? That's the mark that the Lord had put on him, so that wherever you go, everywhere you go, you understand, in the earth, there's people with melanated skin. Even the Chinese people, you understand? Even the Chinese people, they heathens too, but even them, they have some sort of melanin, whether you want to call them yellow or just very, very, very light. But white people, man, you understand, they lack pigmentation, man.
That's right.
You understand? That's a curse that the Lord gave to them, which is why it's stupid for us to want to bleach their skin. It's completely idiotic, man. You understand? Keep going.
Okay. Look at Genesis chapter 4, verse 16. And Cain went out from the presence of the Most High and dwelt in the land of Nod on the east of Eden.
And dwelt in the land of Nod, man. You understand? Which is a city that was on the east of Eden, man. And the city was already built up, which goes to, and this goes into debunking all of you Adam and Eve were the first 2 people on earth, idiots.
Right.
Adam and Eve were not the first 2 people on earth by far. There was hundreds of millions and millions of people and different nations that were already set up on earth, just like it is today. Right? Adam and Eve were the first 2 people to have been given the truth.
That's right.
You understand? Just like today, while we are in the truth, we are the children of God, right? While those outside of the truth are what? They're the walking dead.
Right.
They in the world. They understand to a certain extent that back then they wouldn't have even been considered. You understand? Because they going to die from drug addiction. They going to die from gang violence and rape and murder and thievery and all of that other good stuff that they do in the world. Right. While in here we live because we follow the Most High, which is what Adam and Eve did. But Cain went and found a city called Nod on the east of Eden. Keep going.
Verse 17. And Cain knew his wife.
And Cain knew his wife, meaning he found a woman and had sex with her. And that became his wife. Keep going.
And she conceived.
And she conceived, meaning she had babies.
And bare Enoch. And he built a city.
And he had Enoch, and then Enoch went and built a city. You understand? Keep going.
And called the name of the city after the name of his son, Enoch.
Oh, Salakia. Cain went and built the city and named it after his son Enoch. Keep going.
And verse 18. And unto Enoch was born Irad.
Now, this is just going to get into the lineage and the generations of Cain, right? So it started out Cain having Enoch having Irad. Keep going.
And Irad begat Mahil. And Mahiel, it's like Meuel, begat Methuselah. And Methuselah begat Lamech. Verse 19. And Lamech took unto him 2 wives.
Cool. Hold on now. Lamech did what?
Lamech took unto him 2 wives.
Hey, now this is a precept, but I ain't gonna get into. Now, I'm gonna take 1 second now, because clearly, even back here, there is a law, or at least there is sin, right? Otherwise, the Lord wouldn't have put a cursing on Cain,
right?
So they were giving up offerings. They were taught by Adam and Eve, what the law of God was.
That's right.
They did know. So, Lamech knew of his great grandfather Cain. He knew what his great grandfather did. Right. He knew that it was a bad thing to go against the Lord. No sweat. I'm sure Lamech loved the Lord.
That's right.
He also loved them 2 women. I ain't gonna dwell on that too much, Maisha. We're gonna keep it going for all the Christians out there.
Right.
You understand? Keep going.
The name of the name of the one was Adah, and the name of the other Zallah. Verse 20. And Abba bare Jabal. He was the father of such as dwell in tents.
And he was the father of such that dwell in tents. Keep going.
And of such as have cattle. Verse 21. And his brother's name was Jubal. He was the father of all such as handle the harp and organ.
Meaning now the generation of Cain is starting to grow quicker.
Right.
To the help of Lamech, you understand, getting more than one wife. Now you can have more than one child at one time.
That's right.
One's name is Jabal, one's name is Jubal. One Jabal dwelt in tents, man. Meaning what? He was an easygoing fellow, man. You know, just chilling. You know, he in the house, and then he got cattle. He'll go out there, work the sheep, come back, drink some lemonade, and kick his feet up. Okay. The other was Jubal. You understand? He was more of an entertainer, right? Okay. Playing the harp and the organ, making music. Keep going.
Come past into 22.
Oh, all right. So that's 21. So go back to verse 22 in the Hebrew.
Okay. It's the book of Genesis, chapter 4, verse 22 in the Hebrew. What is Allah? Gama. Hawa'ah. Yalada. Atha. Thawabal. Qayan. Latash. Latasha. Latash. It's like Kala. It's like Latash. Cow. Kharash. Nachasha. Wabara. Wabara zal. Rabawa zala. Wa'acha. Wa'acha. Thawabal. Qayan. Na'aima. Verse 23. Wayamar. Lamak. Lanashaya. Lanawa. Aida. Watazallah. Shama'al. Shama'aina. Kwalaya. Nashaya. Lamak. Ha'azana. Amarathaya. Kaya. Ayash. Haragathia. Lapataza Aya. Wayalad. Lachaba Rathaya. Verse 24. Kaya. Shaba'ai Thayam. Yakwam. Koyan. Walamak. Shaba'ayim. Washaba'aya. Verse 25. Wayadai. Adam. Aywad. Atha. Ashatha. Ashatawa. Wathalad. Bana. Wathaquara. Atha. Shamawa. Atha. Kaya. Shatha. Laya. Zarai. Achara. Thachasa. Habal. Kaya. Haragawa. Chayan. Verse 26 is the last verse of Genesis. Genesis chapter 4. Walashaf. Gama. Hawa'ah. Yalad. Bana. Wayakwara. Atha. Shamar. Anawash. Azah. Hawachal. Lachwara. Basham. Yahweh. Pa. It's the end of Genesis chapter 4.
Go to 5.
Okay. It's the book of Genesis chapter 5, verse 1 in the Hebrew. Zahah. Sapar. Sawaladasa, Adam, Bayawam, Bara'a, Alahayim, Adam, Badamawad, Alahayim, Aisha, Athawa. Verse 2, Zakar, Wanakwaba, Bara'am, Wayabaraka, Atham, Wayakora, Atha, Sham, Atha, Sham, Adam, Bayawam, Habaram, Sa. Verse 3.
I would stop it too.
Okay, come.
I go back to 22 in Genesis 4.
Come. Book of Genesis, chapter 4, verse 22 in the English. And Zillah, she also bare Tubal-Cain, an instructor of every artificer in brass and iron. And the sister of Tubal-Cain was Naamah. Verse 23. And Lamech said unto his wives, Adah and Zillah, hear my voice, ye wives of Lamech, hearken unto my speech, for I have slain a man to my wounding, and a young man to my hurt.
Meaning what? Lamech telling his wives that he killed somebody. He murdered somebody just like his great grandfather Cain did. You understand? Keep going.
Come. Verse 24. If Cain shall be avenged sevenfold, truly Lamech 70 and sevenfold.
And again, this is the spirit of our oppressor, man.
That's right.
You understand? He ain't thinking like, man, I should have stopped murdering them Negroes.
Right.
You understand? He said, hey, if George Washington got away with it,
right,
surely I will. If George Zimmerman got away with it, surely I will.
Good night.
You understand? Keep going.
Come, verse 25. And Adam knew his wife again.
And so now Adam, you understand, still with Eve, they get busy again. Keep going.
Come. And she bare a son and called his name Seth.
So now they have a son named Seth who will replace Abel, right? Because Abel is dead. And so this is where the split starts to happen as far as the nations, right? And who God's chosen people are.
That's right.
It starts here. Right? Keep going.
For the Most High seed hath appointed me another seed instead of Abel, whom Cain slew.
Right.
Verse 26. And to Seth, to him also there was born a son, and he called his name Enos.
So now Seth had Enos. Keep going.
Then began men to call upon the name of the Most High.
Meaning what? Now this is the start of the generations of the children of God.
Most High Christ.
Right. The other people would have been considered the sons of the sons of man. Right. The sons of men. And this generation of people would have been the children of God.
That's right.
Right? Keep going.
Book of Genesis, chapter 5, verse 1. This is the book of the generations of Adam. In the day that the Most High created man, in the likeness of the Most High made he him. Verse 2. Male and female created he them, and blessed them, and called their name Adam. In the day when they were created. So it's back in Hebrew.
Yeah, back in the Hebrew.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 5, verse 3 in the Hebrew. Wayahaya, Adam, Shalashaya, Wama'af, Shana, Wayawalad, Badama, Wathawa, Katazalamawa, Wayakwa Ra'a, Atha, Shamawa, Shatha. Verse 4. Wayahayawa, Yamaya, Yamayam, Yamaya, slightly. Adama, Adam, Acharaya, Hawala Yadawa, Yahala Yawada, Atha, Shath. Shamana, Ma'ath, Shana, Waya Walad, Banayam, Wabanawa. Verse 5. Wahiyawa, Kal, Yamaya, Adam, Ashar, Chaya, Tasha'ai, Ma'awat, Shana, Washalah Shaya, Shana, Wayamath, Sa. Verse 6. Wayahaya, Shaf, Hamash, Shanayam, Shanayam, Wama'ath, Shana, Wayawalad, Atha, Anawash. Verse 7. Wayaya, Shaf, Acharaya, Hawala, Wahayala, Yeda, Atha, Anawash, Shabai, Shanayam, Washamana, Ma'awath, Shana, Wayawalad, Banayam, Wabana, Wath. Verse 8. Wayahaya, Wahiyawaya, Kal, Yamaya, Shath, Shathayam, Aishara, Shana, with a Shai, Ma'awath, Shana, Wayamath, Sa. Verse 9. Wayahaya, Wayachaya, Anawash, Thasha'ayim, Thasha'ayimam, Shana, Wayawalad, Atha, Koyanad.
See, all right. And go back to verse 3.
Come. It's the book of Genesis, chapter 5, verse 3. And Adam lived 130 years and begat a son in his own likeness, after his image, and called his name Seth.
And what? So this is where the split happened. You understand? Because remember, Cain was his son too.
That's right.
Right? But Cain was dismembered. He cut off. You understand?
That's right.
Which is why it ain't nothing wrong with that. A lot of y'all so pressed for this LGBTQ.
That's right.
And the question always comes up, what if your son is gay? What son? Ain't no son of mine.
That's right.
You understand? What if your son is a serial killer? That ain't my son.
That's right.
I'm not going to that. I ain't standing for that. Right? That's just, and that's life, man. You know, you train up people, even in the truth. You know, we train up children in the truth to the age of grown man. And if they decide to go out and do some monstrous activities, or you understand, or sin against the Lord,
that's right.
He don't belong in here.
That's right.
He don't belong to the ISUBK, because of course in here, the people who are in here, of course, follow the laws of the Most High.
That's right.
It's simple as that. So if he ain't following what we follow, then clearly he don't belong to us.
That's right.
All right. Keep going.
Verse 4. In the days of Adam, after he begotten Seth, were 800 years, and he begat sons and daughters. Verse 5. And all the days that Adam lived were 930 years, and he died.
Good night. Adam got to see generations, boy.
Good night.
Keep going.
Verse 6. And Seth lived 105 years and begat Enos. Verse 7. And Seth lived after he begat Enos 807 years and begat sons and daughters. Verse 8. And all the days of Seth were 912 years, and he died.
And all of this is just the generation. It's just listing who had who, how long it took for them to have it, and then when they died, and then continuation. So we're just gonna roll through this. Keep going.
Verse 9. And Enos lived 90 years and begat Canaan.
Canaan.
Canaan. Verse 10.
Yep, go back to verse 10.
Okay. It's the book of Genesis, chapter 5, verse 10 in the Hebrew. وَيَخَيَا أَنَوَاش أَخَرَاهِيَ أَوَلَايَدَ هَيَلَادَوَا أَفَا قَيَنَان خَمَاش أَشْرَا شَنَا وَشَمَنَا مَعَوَا شَنَا وَيَا وَلَاد بَنَيَمْ وَبَنَاوَث. Verse 11. وَيَهَيَا وَيَوَاوَ وَيَهَوَايَ Cow Yamayum Anawash Hamash Shanawa Shanayum with the mash with the mashai Ma'awaf Shana Williamath Sa. Verse 12. Wiyachaya Koyana it's like it. Shaba'ayim Shana Wiyawalad Atha Mahalala. It's like it. Verse 13. Wiyachaya Koyana Acharaya Hawala Hayaladawa Afa Mahalalal Arabayim Shana Washamana Ma'awaf Shana Wayawalad Banayam Wabanawath. Verse 14. It's like, so where we live off?
We started at 10. You're going to 17.
Come on, guys. Book of Genesis, chapter 4, verse 14. Wayahayawa, Cow, Yamayum, Koyanan, Aishar, Shanayum, with the Shai, Ma'awaf, Shana, Wayamath, Sa. Verse 15. Wayachaya, Mahalala, Hasham, Kamash, Shanayam, Washashiya, Shana, Wayawalad, Atha, Yarad. Verse 16. Wayachaya, Mahalala, Hacharaya, Hawalayidawa, Hayaladawa, Atha, Yarad, Shalashayam, Shana, Washamana, Ma'awath, Shana, Wayalad, Banayam, Wabanawath. Verse 17. Wayahayawa, Kal, Yamayam, Mahalala, Hamash, with the Sha'ayim, with the Sha'ayim, Shana, Washamana, Ma'awath, Shana, Wayamata, Sa. Let's see. So verse 10 is like it. Come. It's the book of Genesis, chapter 5, verse 10 in the English. And Enos lived after he begat Canaan 815 years and begat sons and daughters. Verse 11. And the days of Enos were 905 years after he died. It's like it. And he died. Verse 12. And Canaan lived 70 years and begat Mahalaleel. Verse 13. And Canaan lived after he begat Mahalalel 840 years and begat sons and daughters. Verse 14. And all of the days of Canaan were 910 years, and he died. Verse 15. And Mahalalel lived 65 years and begat Jared. Verse 16. And Mahalalel lived after he begat Jared 830 years and begat sons and daughters. Verse 17. And all of the days of Mahalalel were 895 years, and he died.
Okay. Again, this is just going through the generations. And it just shows you how important it is to know your fathers and fathers' fathers.
Right.
And it's very important to know that.
Okay. It's the book of Genesis, chapter 5, verse 18 in the Hebrew. Wayachaya, Yarad, Shathayim, Shathayim, Washashayam, Shana, Wama'ath, Shana, Wayallah, Atha, Khanawad, Khanawach. Verse 19. Wayachaya, Yarad, Achayraya, Hawala Yadab, Hawala Dewa, Atha, Kana, Khanawat, Shamana, Ma'awat, Shana, Yawalad, Banayam, Wabanawat. Verse 20. Wayahawaya, Wayahawaya, Wayahayawa, Wayahawaya. Kal, Yamayam, Yarad, Shatayam, Washashayam, Shana, Wathashai, Ma'awath, Shana, Wayamath, Pa. Verse 21. Wayachaya, Khanawat, Kamash, Washashayam, Shana, Wayalad, Atha, Matawashalach. Verse 22. Wayathahala, Khanawa, Kawana, Atha, Ha'alah, Hayam, Ha'alayim, Acharaya, Hawalayida, Atha, Matawashalach, Shalasha, Ma'awa, Shana, Wayawalad, Banayam, Wabanawa. Verse 23. Wayahaya, Kal, Wayahaya, Kal, Maya, Khanawak, Kamash, Washashayam, Shana, Washalash, Ma'awa, Shana. Verse 24. Wayasalak, Wayasahalak, Khanawa, Khanawak, Atha, Ha'alahayim, Wa'ayananawa, Kaya, Lachwach, Athawa, Alahayim, Pa. Verse 25.
Oh, we started 24.
24. Come count.
Yeah, back to 17.
Come count.
Did you start at 18? You started at 18, so you'll go to 25.
Oh, come count. Book of Genesis, chapter 5, verse 18 in English.
Hold on. No, stop at 24. Yeah, so go back in English at 18.
Come count. The book of Genesis, chapter 5, verse 18, in the English. And Jared lived 162 years. It's like 162 years, and he begat Enoch. Verse 19. And Jared lived after he begat Enoch 800 years, and begat sons and daughters. Verse 20. And all the days of Jared were 962 years, and he died. Verse 21. And Enoch lived 65 years, and begat Methuselah. Verse 22. And Enoch walked with the Most High after he begat Methuselah 300 years, and begat sons and daughters. Verse 23. And all the days of Enoch were 365 years. Verse 24. And Enoch walked with the Most High, and he was not, for the Most High took him.
All right. So meaning what? Enoch was somebody who followed the law. You understand? He was in favor by the Most High, and the Most High loved Enoch. Right. All right. So go back to the Hebrew.
And he was not, for God took him. Okay. Come on, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 25. Book of Genesis, chapter 5, verse 25 in the Hebrew. ويخيا مثوشالة شبعي وشمنايم شنا ومعاف شنا ويولاد الثا لمخ. Verse 26. ويخيا مثواشلة أخرايا حوالا يدوا حوالا يدوا الثا لما شتيام وشموا نيم شنا وشبعي معواف شنا ويولاد بنيم وبناول. Verse 27. ويهياو ويوايو كاو يميا مثواشلا وثماشلا ثشاي وششعيم وششيم شنا وثشاي معواف مالا ويماث pa. Verse 28, it's a lot here. ويخيا لما شفيم وشمنايم شنا ومعاف شنا ويولاد ban. Verse 29. ويخرا الثا شموا ونخا لمار لأمار زها ينخا منا ينخا منوا ماما عايشنا وما عيتزاب وان يدا ياو نوا يدا نايوا منا هذا ما سلاك الشار أرى يهوى. Verse 30. ويخيا لما أخرايا حوالاي من حوالاي دوا أتا نخا خماش وثشايم شنا وخماش معاف شنا ويولاد بنيم وبنا verse 31.
Is that the last verse?
What, verse 30, sir?
Oh, no, you go to 31.
Okay. Wayahaya, Kal, Yamaya, Lamak, Shabai, Washabayam, Shana, Washabai, Ma'awaf, Shana, Wayamaf, like side. Verse 32.
All right, you stop at 31.
Okay.
So go back to 25.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 5, verse 25 in the English. And Methuselah lived 187 years, 187 years, and begat Lamech. Verse 26. And Methuselah lived after he begat 782 years, and begat sons and daughters. Verse 27. And all the days of Methuselah were 969 years, and he died. Verse 28. And Lamech lived 182 years and begat a son. And he called his name Noah.
All right. Well, remember, when we read in these generations, you're seeing a time period, a time span that's taken for these children to be born. You understand? A lot of children are being born during this time, sons and daughters. And this is listing the children of God that are being born. But remember, keep in mind at the same time that the sons of men are also bearing children as well. Right? The same time we're reading these generations of Enoch and Lamech and so on and so forth and Adam, there are other nations who are having children the same way we're having children. And this is how the nations, eventually will split and be divided. But now we're getting into Noah. You understand? Keep going.
God, he called his name Noah, saying, this same shall comfort us concerning our work and toil of our hands, because of the ground which the Most High hath cursed.
You understand? Meaning Noah is going to, of course, we know who Noah is.
Right.
And we know what Noah did. You understand? And he's going to be a comfort unto the Lord because he's going to do a great thing for the Most High.
That's right.
You understand? Keep going.
Book of Genesis, chapter 5, verse 30. And Lamech lived after he begat Noah 595 years and begat sons and daughters. Verse 31. And all the days of Lamech were 777 years, and he died.
All right, he died. Now go back to the Hebrew, verse 32.
Chapter 5, verse 32, in the Hebrew. Wayahaya, Nacha, Ban, Chamash, Ma'awaf, Shana, Wayawalad, Nacha, Atha, Chem, Wa'af, Yapath. Book of Genesis, chapter 6, verse 1. In the Hebrew. Wayahaya, Kaya, Hachal, Ha'adam, Larab, Al, Paniyah, Ha'adam, Wabanawa, Wamanawaf, Yaladawa, Laham. Verse 2. Wayara'awa, Baniyah, Ha'alahayim, Atha, Banawaf, Ha'adam, Kaya, Tabath, Hana, Wayakwa, Chwa, Wayakwa, Chav, Wayakwa, Laham, Nashayam, Makal, Ashar, Bakawawa. Verse 3. Waya Amar, Yahweh, La'ah, Yadawan, Rawach, Rachwawa, Rawakhaya, Ba'athah, Ba'adam, La'ilam, Bashagam, Hawa'a, Bashar, Wahayawa, Yamayawa, Ma'awa, Ma'a, Wa'ashara, Shana. Verse 4. Hanapalayam, Ayawa, Ba'arataza, Bayamayam, Hahama, Wagam, Akaraya, Khan, Akaraya, Khan, Ashar, Yabawawa, Banaya, Ahalahim, Ha'alahim, Allah, Banawath, Ha'adam, Wayaladawa, Laham, Hama, Hagabarayam, Ashar, Ma'ilawam, Anashaya, Hasham, Pa. Verse 5. Wayara'a, Yahweh, Kaya, Rabah, Ra'aith, Ha'adam, Ba'arataza, Wakal, Yatazar, Makashaba, Labawa, Rakwa, Ra'ai, Kal, Hayawam. Go to verse 6. Okay, come, guys. Wayakan, it's like it. Wayakam, Yahweh, Kal, Mikaya, Aisha, Atha, Adam, Ba'arataza, Wayatha'ai Tazab, Wa'ayatazab, Allah, Labawa. The book of Genesis, chapter 5:2 in the English. Noah was 5 years old and begat Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Japheth.
Genesis 6:1.
Come on, it's the book of Genesis, chapter 6, verse 1 in the English. And it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them. Verse 2. That the sons of God, the sons of the Most High, saw the daughters of men that they were fair.
So now, remember where that split happened after Cain had killed Abel, and then Adam had another son by the name of Seth, and then eventually the lineage of Adam, who are the sons of God, started to grow, and at the same time the lineage of Cain and the other nations, who are the sons of men, they started to grow. Right. And now on the earth, there are many of different nations, people on the earth, and one is not supposed to mix with the other.
That's right.
Just like, you understand, today, right? We think of ourselves as a common people, right? When we shouldn't.
That's right.
We shouldn't think of ourselves as a common people. We should think of ourselves as forget the word, but for lack of a better word, as royalty.
That's right.
You understand? Yeah, right. And and as royalty, you can't just marry whoever.
That's right.
You can't just marry whoever you want. That's why, if you know the story of Christ's parents, you understand, Mary and Joseph. Mary and Joseph was not supposed to marry each other because Mary was a Levite and Joseph was a Judite. You understand? Joseph came from a lineage of kings and royalty, while Mary's people came from a lineage of priests.
Right.
And the Levites were not trying to marry with the Judites. You understand why? Because just like any person, if you got a nation and you got a people in a lineage, you want to keep your lineage strong.
That's right.
You understand? And if you give your daughters to someone else, well, then that baby that's born ain't going to be a Levite. It's going to be a Judite, which is why Christ is a Judite. You understand? And not a Levite like his mother, right? And the same thing for Joseph. Their people, you understand, not that they were enemies per se, but it's almost like a Romeo and Juliet story. It's just two families that's just like, we royalty. This is the type of jobs we do. This is the life that we live.
Right.
They're Levitical priests or whatever they do. That's the type of life they live. They are this, that, and the third. That's the type of life they live. But we stay in the family.
That's right.
They stay in their family for the most part, right? And so that's how, we should think when it comes to these other nations. But of course, just like then, today, we see, you understand, them what they call it, mixed women.
Right.
You understand, they got a white dad and a black mom. And we start to look at them like, man, them Blasian women. You understand? And we start to look at these mixes and migrations of races, and we starting to see them as fair, as beautiful, right? And this is what the sons of God started to see, right? Keep going.
Come. And they took them wives of all which they chose.
And they started to take them wives from them women, from them heathens. You understand? Of course, heathens will mean a nation that is not an Israelite, but back then, these would be nations that are not of the children of God, which we were not to take. Keep going.
Right. Come. Verse 3. And the Most High said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh.
My spirit shall not also always strive with man. You understand? Meaning what? I ain't gonna always just be on their side.
Right.
You understand? I ain't gonna always just fight for them. For he is flesh. Keep going.
Come. Yet his days shall be 120 years.
Meaning what? The Lord lessened his days now.
Good night.
Now we ain't living to 900 years old. Now we ain't living to 600-700 years old.
Right.
Now we living to 120. Right? We'll keep going.
Come. Verse 4. There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of the Most High came in unto the daughters of men.
So now there were giants in those days. Of course, the giants that we're speaking of are talking about, you understand, stars, right? Stars or like your famous actors or famous entertainers and things like that were in the earth back in those days, just like they are today, right? Keep going, or read it from that part again.
Come. There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of the Most High came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them. The same became mighty men, which were of old, men of around.
Meaning we started to have sex with the children of men's daughters.
Right.
You understand? And we started to bear mighty men from them. You understand? Just like we do today. Right. You look at damn, they can name any basketball player. You understand? They got a white mom or a white dad or something of the sort, right? Yeah. and that's what we started to do. And we started to see that what? By doing those things, we started to see something that Eve seen in the garden. That by having sex with these heathen women ain't that bad.
Good night.
You get to have Blake Griffin.
Right.
And, you still have power in your family, even though his mother is white.
Right.
You understand? And so we started to see that maybe we don't have to just pick someone from our nation, you understand, to stay in power. It's not that bad on the other side, right? But what we don't understand is what the Lord understands, and what the priest understood or understand today is that later on in life, it's going to be a problem.
That's right.
You understand? Keep going.
Come. Verse 5. And the Most High saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually.
Meaning what? Like the Lord started to see, man, that these men right here, they gonna do anything.
Good night.
If they see it and want to do it, they're gonna do it. And you understand, which is, we're not gonna get into it, but I'll just explain a little further for next time. Is that this is why the Lord had to set a law, you understand, like a law, a boundary, whereas now you're forced to not eat shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster unless you're going to get killed. You understand? Because by just giving you a law without no repercussions, it's just he's starting to see that ain't gonna work.
That's
you
right.
Understand? He gave us a chance to just, hey man, just do this and you'll live. You're gonna live to 900 years old, this, that, and the third. But this again is the beauty of the Most High. It's the beauty of the Most High. Like we talked a while ago, a couple Sabbaths ago. Why did Adam have to be kicked out of the garden? Why did he have to be kicked out of the place where everything was given to him? The only reason he had to be kicked out is because if the Lord would have had allowed him to stay, then Adam would have never sinned against the Lord. He would have never done it. But because Adam had to be shown what it was like to live in hell, to live in poverty, to live in hills, to be black in America, now we know what it is like to live in a condition in which we decided to not serve the Lord. Now we know what it's like to only live to 60. Now we know what it's like to only live to 100, or to only live to 21, and to only live to 16. And so now, since we know that, we know that there's a reason why we should not eat shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster.
That's right.
There's a reason why we should not celebrate Christmas, why we shouldn't celebrate birthdays. And that reason is because I kind of want to live to 800.
Yeah, right.
I want to be able to live the longevity of my life. I want to be able to see the generations and generations and generations 10 times down and live like how our four ancestors lived.
That's right.
And now that we've seen the flip side, now that we've seen the evil of the Most High, we would appreciate the good that he has.
That's right.
We appreciate his mercy because we know his evil. We appreciate his what you call it? We appreciate his law because we know the punishment of our sin.
That's right.
You understand? We appreciate not eating pork because we know what that heart disease is going to do to you.
That's right.
You appreciate being heterosexual because we know that AIDS is going to kill you.
That's right.
We appreciate not celebrating the 4th of July because we know that them fireworks going to blow your goddamn hand off.
That's right.
You understand? And so this is what we have to learn as a nation of people. Go ahead and read that last scripture, verse 6.
Book of Genesis chapter 6, verse 6. Mm-hmm. And it repented the Most High. Mm-hmm. They had made man on the earth, mm-hmm. and it grieved him at his heart.
And it repented the Most High, meaning he going to change something because this hurt him. That our people were doing this because since the beginning, the Lord has only tried to love us.
Right.
And we've only turned our back on him time after time after time again. And he's given us chance after chance again. You understand? All the way up until Christ. You understand? Yahweh Shah Mashiach in the Hebrew, who died so that we could have another chance. And here we are. Here we are with another chance. And what will we do? We're going to go out there and look at Doja Cat and say, woo. Understand? Nah. But we'll look at Doja Cat as if that's going to bring power into our people. Why? Because she's a giant in the earth. Doja Cat is a giant in the earth. What our sisters going to do? Look at Elon Musk and say, whoo, I need to get with him. Need to get with Bill Gates. What's the other one? Elon Musk and what's Amazon? Whatever his name is.
Jeff Bezos.
Jeff Bezos. Okay. Our sisters looking at them like they are giants in the earth. Right. We need to get with them. You understand? When we shouldn't, man.
Right.
You should stay with that brother in that ghetto, man.
Damn right.
You should stay with that brother and just be poor. Just be impoverished. Just go through that. There's hundreds of millions of other people that's going through the same thing with you.
That's right.
You understand? What makes you so special?
Right.
What makes you need to have to be rich? What makes you need to have to drive a Lamborghini? What have you done to deserve that? You understand? And if you think you deserved it, maybe you should have moved. I mean, goddamn.
Right.
You deserve a Lamborghini so much that you're going to have sex with some old 86-year-old white man to get a Lamborghini or Bentley or a Porsche. If you deserved it so much, it's just, where your doctorate degree at?
Right.
You know, where your master's degree? Where your architectural design company at? Where your law firm? Right. There's opportunities out here. Don't get it twisted. You can do something with your life. Why you ain't go to nursing school?
Right.
Nah. You wanted to smoke weed and party all day. You understand? You wanted to smoke weed and get high and celebrate Christmas and have birthday parties and get drunk and get arrested 10 times before you 25. That's what you wanted to do, brother. Same thing.
Right.
You understand? Maybe you should have dribbled that basketball a little bit more.
Right.
You should have took 1,000 jump shots a day, maybe. I don't know. Whatever it would have taken to make it. But if you didn't do that, then what the hell makes you think that you deserve it?
Right.
What the hell makes you think you deserve to be rich? You didn't do the things that rich people do. You didn't do that these millionaires have done to become rich. You didn't work out with LeBron James.
Okay.
You didn't work out just as much as Steph Curry. But you look at what they have and you say, oh, I deserve to be that. So what do? You go and try to get you one of them white women, thinking that they going to help you prosper in the earth.
Right.
You go and get you one of them white men thinking that you just going to be rich. And then when they die, you're going to inherit everything. You understand? Until they die and they give everything to a goddamn cat.
Good night.
Then you sitting there looking stupid. No sweat, man. You understand? But this is the Lord. The Lord at this point is going to change something in the earth because he is grieved with the way that we're living, man.
That's right.
And he's grieved with the way that we live in today, man, except in the ISUPK.
That's
understand?
right.
Which is our only hope for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. And with that, what's that? That's the last one, right?
Come verse 6. We left off.
And that's the 7th.
Come.
All right. And so now here, you understand, we would sound the trumpet again to commence the ending of us reading the 49 verses which we read, right? And we stopped at Genesis chapter 6 and verse 6. So next Sabbath, we'll start back up with Genesis verse 7. Salakia. And then we would at this point again salute the Torah. We would have every brother, every officer, any brother in the room, we would stand and we would salute the Torah. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabbarakiyah, right? Then we would all sit back down. And then after that, you understand, we would blow the trumpet again. And then at this point, everybody Amajim. Wapayakwadam, which means turn and face the east. Okay. We're going to end out with the prayers. Let's start with the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew.
Come. It's the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa. Shabbat Shemayim. Kadash. Hayah. Shamka. Yahweh. Malafika. Taba'ah. Ratazayaka. Hayah. Aisha. Ba'arataza. Kawa. Hayah. Bashami. Slakia. Lathanyanao. Lakam. Cow. Yawam. Wasalaknawa. Kabawafnawa. Kasalaknawa. Kabawafnawa. Wala'ah. Tabayanawa. Banasayawan. Abal. Hawashanawa. Rai. Kaya. Laka. Amalaka. Wahala. Wahathapara. La'awalayim. Aman.
In the English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth. As it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. And forgive us our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it.
This is the prayer for the Hakak, the power. Yahweh Hashem. Yahweh Shabbat. Nathanyanawa. Hakak. Larapa'ah. Kalmaka'ala. Wakal Madawa. Hakak. Latahar. Hamatazari. Hakak. Lahakoyim. Hamathayam. Hakak. Al-Rakawath. Hatama'ala. Lagarashan. Bahashem. Yahweh. The water Aman.
In the English. Yahweh. In the name Yahweh Shah. Please give us the power. The power to heal all manner of sickness. And all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the leper. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out.
To cast them out.
In the name.
In the name.
Of Yahweh Shai.
And of Yahweh Shai.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
Prayer for the structure. For the blessings.
Come. The prayer of the blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Wa Yahweh Shai.
Wa Yahweh Shai.
Wa Miyaka Allah.
Wa Miyaka Allah.
Wa Alahayim.
Wa Alahayim.
Matazaba Ayah.
Matazaba Ayah.
Ya Alawat Yahana.
Ya Alawat Yahana.
Ha Alawapium.
Ha Alawapium.
Ha Saranyum.
Ha Saranyum.
Ha Kotazayoyim.
Ha Kotazayoyim.
Ha Koyayoyim.
Ha Koyayoyim.
Wa Ha Akwathim.
Wa Akwathim.
Yahweh Ba'ashem.
Yahweh Ba'ashem.
Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shai.
The water Aman.
The water Aman. In the English, bless you Yahweh.
Bless you Yahweh.
And Yahweh Shai.
And Yahweh Shai.
And Michael.
And Michael.
And the angels.
And the angels.
Commander General Yohana.
Commanding General Yohana.
The generals.
The generals.
The captains.
The captains.
The officers.
The officers.
The troopers.
The troopers.
And the sisters.
And the sisters.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
121.
Okay. The book of Psalm 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'a Ayanya.
Asha'a Ayanya.
Al Harayim.
Al Harayim.
Ma'ayan.
Ma'ayan.
Yaba'a.
Yaba'a.
Azari.
Izari.
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 Ma'ayin.
Ma'ayin.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Asha.
Aisha.
Shamayam.
Shamayam.
Ra'arataza.
Ra'arataza.
Al Yathan.
Al Yathan.
Lamawat.
Lamawat.
Ragalka.
Ragalka.
Al Yanawam.
Al Yanawam.
Shamarka.
Shamarka.
Hana'a.
Hana'a.
La'a.
La'a.
Yanawam.
Yanawam.
Wala'a.
Wala'a.
Yayashan.
Yayashan.
Shawamar.
Shawamar.
Yasha'ala.
Yasha'ala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh. Barker.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Tazalka. Al Ya'ad.
Al Ya'ad.
Yamyanka.
Yamyanka.
Yawamam.
Yawamam.
Hashamash.
Hashamash.
La'a. Yakaka.
La'a. Yakaka.
Wayarak.
Wayarak.
Balayal.
Ba'aliyah.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamar.
Yashamarka.
Makal Rai.
Makal Rai.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Athanapashka.
Athanapashka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamar Taza'atka.
Yashamar Taza'afka.
Waba Wa'aka.
Waba Wa'afka.
Ma'aitha'a.
Ma'aitha.
Wa'ai Alawam.
Wa'ai Alawam. In the English. I will lift up my eyes into the hills.
I will lift up my eyes unto the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my help?
My help cometh from Yahweh.
My help cometh from Yahweh.
Which made heaven and earth.
Which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
Behold.
Behold.
He that keepeth Yasha'Allah.
He that keepeth Yasha'Allah.
Shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Shall neither slumber nor sleep.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day.
The sun shall not smite thee by day.
Nor the moon by night.
Nor the moon by night.
The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil.
The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
The Lord shall preserve thy going out.
The Lord shall preserve thy going out.
And thy coming in.
And thy coming in.
From this time forth.
From this time forth.
And even forevermore.
And even forevermore.
83.
Okay. The book of Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim.
Alahayim.
Al-Damayalaka.
Al-Damayalaka.
Al-Takarash.
Al-Takarash.
Wa-al-Tashakwat.
Wa-al-Tashakwat.
All.
Al.
Kayahana.
Kayahana.
Awayabayaka.
Awayabayaka.
Yahama Yawan.
Yahweh Yawan.
Ra'ash.
Ra'ash.
Al-Amaka.
Al-Amaka.
Ya'ira Yamwa.
Ya'ira Yamwa.
Sawadah.
Sawadah.
Wayatha. Wayatha Yatazawa.
Wayatazawa.
Al-Tazapawanyaka.
Al-Tazapawanyaka.
Amaru.
Amaru.
Lakawa.
Lakawa.
Wanakayadi.
Wanakayadi.
Magayawa.
Magayawa.
Wala'aya Zakar.
Wala'aya Zakar.
Sham Yasha'Allah.
Sham Yasha'Allah.
Awada. Kaya Natawazawa.
Kaya Natawazawa.
Nalaba.
Laba.
Yakawa.
Yakarawa.
Al-Yaka.
Al-Yaka.
Bariyath.
Bariyath.
Yakarawafu.
Yakarawafu.
Alahaya.
Alahaya.
Adawam.
Adawam.
Wa Yashamai.
Wa Yashamai.
Alayam.
Alayam.
Ma'awaba.
Wa'awaba.
Wa Gariyam.
Gariyam.
Gabal.
Gabal.
Wa Yamawan.
Mayamawan.
Walamach.
Walamach.
Balashaf.
Palashaf.
Am Yashabaya.
Am Yashabaya.
Tazawar.
Tazawar.
Gam Yashawar.
Gam Yashawar.
Nalawa.
Nalawa.
Amam.
Amam.
Ayawa.
Hayawa.
Zarawai.
Zarawai.
Labanya Lalwat.
Labani Lawat.
Salah.
Selah.
Ashalaham.
Lashalaham.
Kamadiyan.
Kamadiyan.
Kasaya Sarah.
Kasaya Sarah.
Kayaban.
Kayaban.
Banakal.
Banakal.
Kayashawan.
Kayashawan.
Nashamadawa.
Nashamadawa.
Banyada Ira.
Ba'ada Ira.
Ayawa.
Ayawa.
The man.
The man.
La Adama.
La Adama.
Shaitamwa.
Shaitamwa.
Nadaya.
Nadaya.
Mawa.
Mawa.
Karab.
Karab.
Wakazaaba.
Wakazaaba.
Wakazabak.
Wakazabak.
Wakazazal Mana.
Because of that all
Kal Nasama.
Kal Nasama.
Salaki. Kal Nasamayak. Salaki. Kal Nasayam Kamwa.
Kal Nasa Kenwa.
Ashar. Amarawa.
Naya Shara.
Lanawa. Atha.
Na'azwath.
Alahayim. Shayat Thamawa.
Kagalaka.
Kakwash. Lapanya Rakah. Ka'ash. Ta'aiba Ira.
Ira.
Wa Kalabah.
Talahat.
Harayam. Kam Tarapama. Basayaka. Wabasa Rapaka. Taba'alam. Mala'ah. Panaham. Kalawan. Wayabakwashwa. Shamka. Yahawah. Yabashwa. Wayabalawa. Aida. Wayakapara. Wayabadwa. Wayadaiwa. Kayatha. Shamka. Yahawah. Labadwa. Alaha. Ayarataza.
Al-Kaha. In the English. Keep not thy silence.
O
Yahweh. Hold not thy peace. And be not still. O Yahweh. For lo. Thy enemies make a turmoil. And they that hate thee. Have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel. Against our people. And consulted against our hidden ones. They have said. Come. And let us cut them off from being a nation. That the name of Yashahala. May be no more remembered. For they have consulted together. With one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom. And the Ishmaelites. Of Moab. And the Hagarim. Gebal. And Ammon. And Amalek. The Philistines. With the inhabitants of Tyre. Assur. Also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Say Selah. Do unto them. As unto the Midianites. As to Sisera. As to Jabin. At the brook of Kissar. Which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles. Like Oreb. And like Zeeb. Yea. All their princes. As Zebah. And as Zamuna. Who said. Let us take to ourselves. The houses of Yahweh. In possession. Oh my power. Make them like a wheel. As a stumble before the wind. As the fire burneth the wood. And as the flame set the mountains on fire. So persecute them. With thy tempest. And make them afraid. With thy storm. Fill their faces with shame. That they may seek thy name. Oh Yahweh. Let them be confounded. And troubled forever. Yea. Let them be put to shame. And perish. That men may know. That thou. Whose name alone. Is Yahweh. Art the most high. Over all the earth. Saw. And we're going to salute out. Now usually the Shema would do this, but you just take placement of the Shema.
Men of Israel, we give one courtesy salute unto the teacher. Men of Israel, Saul turned face the teacher. Men of Israel, we give one courtesy salute unto the teacher. Men of Israel, Imagine Shabbat, Imagine Barak, Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barakatah. Yazamatah, class dismissed.
So again, we'll pick up on Genesis chapter 6 and verse 7 next Sunday. The water.
Okay.